so I gotta edit that out. So she was like, oh my god, his name and a heart and this and that. And I was like, oh, okay. And then I had a date. And I was like, so that's his girlfriend. Okay, that's cool. And I know I told him to, like, I know what I told him. Like, don't let me hold you back. But it still hurt, you know, because he didn't tell me. And he was just being really distant with me. And so I, like, confronted him. I was like, hey, what's this? And he's like, oh, well, I have a girlfriend. It's like, okay. Oh my god. That was a mess. So then, after that, like, I just kind of let it be. And then in December, it was so horrible. I kept talking to him. And, like, in December, I was like, I need this kid back. Like, I need him back. So I started flirting back with him and talking to him again, and I felt really bad for that girl, but she was like, I knew I loved this kid. Like, I knew it. Like, in my heart and soul, I knew I loved him. So I got him back, and then from then on, we were good. He broke up with his girlfriend, and I felt bad, but like, so he broke up with his girlfriend, and then we started talking again. It was going good, and then we're just gonna fast forward here. Actually, I'm gonna rewind back to December. At work, I met this amazing person named Patty. Patty is now my, like, really close friend, almost my best friend. She is my best friend. She's cool. I love that girl. She's crazy. So I met Patty, and the reason I met Patty is because in our database, I should not be telling you this, but at work we have this thing, and so, like, I don't work there, so I can't get fired. So I went in the database, and I was like, Cameron Dallas. Like, I was totally obsessed with Cameron Dallas, and, like, Jack and Shawn Mendes and all that, and, like, Taylor Knipp, and yeah. So in our database, I knew Cameron Dallas had gone to Knott's, but I didn't know he had a Knott's pass. So I went in and looked him up, and I found his phone number, I found his address, and I found his name. I didn't take him down, I promise. But that's how we met, because I looked him up. And she was like, what are you doing? And I'm like, I'm looking up this celebrity. And she was like, Vanity. And I'm like, Patty. And then we met. And then she's really cool, and I love her. So now we're going to fast forward to March. So March 18th, I was in the back seat of a car with one of my friends, and we were like, we weren't doing anything nasty. We were just kissing. And I get a FaceTime call, and I'm like, oh. So I was like, hello? I answer, and he's like, it's my friend, the cutie. So I answer, and he's like, hey, we need to talk. And I was like, oh no. I was like, okay, can I call you back in like 10 minutes or so? And he was like, yeah, it's really important. And I was like, okay. So I look at my friend, and I'm just like, I gotta get out. Like, I gotta talk to him. And he was like, okay, I guess. And then he, like, left, and I was like, whatever. So then I go inside, and I call him back, and he's like, so I've been thinking about this a lot, and then he gets this big old smile, and he's like, will you be my girlfriend? And I was like, yes! It was March 18th, 2016. And I was like, yes, I'll be your girlfriend. He's like, I really thought you were going to say no to mess with me, but you didn't. And I was like, I'm sorry. But I was really happy. And so that was our date. And then a few days later, March 22nd, was our 1-year friend-iversary. So that's cool. And so then we're going to fast forward. And I had always told him that I wanted to see him, and he always wanted to see me because we had never met. So, we always tried to go for my graduation because I was going to graduate first. So we talked to our parents, and we convinced them to let him come out here. So in April, May is when we kind of brought it up. And then our parents said yes, so he, like, started saving and stuff like that. and like I started getting ready, like I started like dieting, and I mean, he doesn't know this, but I started dieting. I tried to manage my weight because I'm really self-conscious about myself. I'm not like a twig, and I'm not like a slim fit type of girl. Like I'm kind of chunky, and it's always been a problem for me. So like I've always wanted to be model type of material or model look, but that's just not me. So that's what I was doing for him, and then we video time or FaceTime all the time and just talk, and just and then I'm still so in love, still so in love with him, and that's just what happened, you know. So then later, so then we're gonna fast forward to June when the countdown. So he was gonna come down June 14th, and man, I couldn't wait. I was telling everyone, like, yeah, my boyfriend's coming down, oh my god, and this and that. And to be honest, he's actually one of the reasons I don't talk to Athena anymore, because she was always like bringing me down, like, oh, you're never gonna meet him, this and that, like this and that, and like she was really mean about it, and I couldn't take that. So I left that group, and I left some pretty cool friends there, but I still talk to them, they're cool. Just me and Athena don't really talk anymore, but you know, things happen for a reason. So then let's fast forward to the day before. We were FaceTiming, and I was freaking out. I'm like, I'm gonna see you tomorrow. And he was like, yeah, me too. And I didn't know what to do, and it was so overwhelming for me, because I was like, I'm gonna see the guy that I'm in love with in person. I'm gonna be able to hug him, and I'm gonna be able to kiss him, and just touch his face and know he's real. Just that feeling is amazing. So the next day I get up super early, I do my makeup. I still look like trash because I'm tired. It's 7 in the morning. I think it was like 6 when I got up, and I left the house at 7 so I can be at LAX by 8 because this plane landed at 8:40. So I get there. I'm wearing workout pants and like a sweater, and like my makeup's kind of done, and I have my hair down. You see my hair. It was bad. So I'm waiting. I parked the car. It took us like an hour, or like 45 minutes to get there, 30 minutes at least to get there, and then we find parking, we park, and then we go down to the terminal. My sister had to pee and go to the bathroom, so like I was like, Destiny, you need to hurry up, like we have to be there when he gets out. So I'm like rushing her, and she's like, shut up, you'll be fine. So she goes to the bathroom, and then we go and we sit there and we wait. I'm waiting for him. And I couldn't look at the actual, like, where people were coming up. I turned around and I was looking at the wall. And then I was like, I can't. So then we were like, what if it's not this? So we went to go look by baggage claim to see if they were coming out of there. Or so then we walked back, and as we're walking back, I see him and his sister. And I didn't know what to do. I was like, oh my god. And being able to see him, I was so happy. Because I was able to see someone that I cared so much about, that they cared so much about for me. And I've only had one boyfriend before him, and it wasn't anything special, to be honest. Like, I know that's kind of like sad to say, but it wasn't. It was just like I want to be your girlfriend, you want to be my boyfriend for a little bit type thing. So I saw him, and I just looked at him, and I was like, oh my god. And I just hugged him. Like, I walked straight to him, and I hugged him. And I was like, I love you. I didn't know what else to say. You know? It was so overwhelming. So I hugged him, and then he looked at me and he kissed me for the first time. It was just like a little peck, but it was the best. But then we went to go get his luggage, and then we drove home. Or we went to go eat Jack in the Box first, because he's never had Jack in the Box. Because they don't have Jack in the Box where he lives, so we went to go have it. And I didn't want to eat because my stomach was so messed up, and they just think I didn't want to eat like in front of him. I was like, no, I've eaten in front of him on FaceTime. Like, I'm just not hungry. Like, my